Welcome to the Georgia SPCA. I'm Jacki McDonald, the Executive Director, and we are actually celebrating 10 years and 10,000 adoptions, 10,000 pets in happy homes. So we're thrilled to give you a tour of our facility. We're starting out in our lobby where our adopters, our volunteers, our community service, everyone gets welcomed, meets some of our staff, meets our animals, and where all of our cats are housed. So we're first going to give you a little tour around here. Why don't you follow me and I'll give you a little introduction to some of our favorite kitties. So as you first walk in, you'll see we have some cats in towers. A lot of these are either new to the adoption floor or maybe you're on a special diet. We have some kittens here. And also some just like to be on their own. They don't want to be in a free roam room. So instead, a lot of our volunteers will come and hang out with them and give them some extra love on their own. We also have our kind of ground zero front desk here where our staff is greeting volunteers, community service, adopters, and we do our adoption process here, which is a very conversation. We want to make sure people realize that a pet is a lifetime commitment, so we really want to have a conversation, and it's not so much an interview, but really a relationship with our adopters so they understand that they're taking on a family member and welcoming a pet into their home. So this is one of our free roam cat rooms. This is our adult cat room. You can see they have plenty of room to lounge, to hang above you if they want to just observe. I feel like this is the quiet escape in the adoption center. We actually have a neat program where volunteers can come and read and relax, and it's really just lets the cats approach you instead of you approaching them and just get them socialized. We usually have about 6 to 8 cats in here at a time. You can see they're usually all wandering around. He likes not on film. But again, we have both an adult cat room and a kitten room. So usually the less active cats are in the adult room and the kittens that are wild and playing with each other in the kitten room. And we definitely observe to see who's enjoying it. If we find that a less active cat is in the kitten room, we'll move them over to the adult room so they can relax and enjoy. You'll see we have these amazing towers and scratch pads that were donated by a generous supporter. So we're very lucky to have these free roam rooms while they're waiting for their forever family. Next, we're going to head into our dog kennel. You'll get to meet both our puppies and our adult dogs. It'll get a little loud in there, so I'm just giving you a preview before we go in that all of our dogs get out multiple times a day. They're exercised both by our staff and volunteers. And you'll see towards, well, when I go in, they'll be on my right. We have small dog kennels that have both small adults and puppies, and then our adults are to my left. So follow me in and you'll get to meet a few of our awesome pups. So welcome to our kennel. This is Bagel. Does he not make you want to melt? He's so cute. Right, Bubba? So this is our smaller dog side. And we get our dogs both from all over Georgia in various animal control facilities, as well as owner surrenders when we can, or definitely based on the space we have since we're a no-kill facility. But every day we are taking in additional dogs and cats. So you can see we have some small guys here. Hope came from a very rural shelter. While she was pregnant, the day she got out of animal control, she gave birth. So all her babies have since been adopted, and now it's Mama's turn. I'm gonna have to introduce you to Hope too, because she's so wonderful. All right, Bagel, say bye. So you'll see we have 13 more kennels on the other side. Most of these are puppies. Right now they're in the midst of all getting spay and neutered, which is the #1 priority in rescue. But you can see we can house quite a few more little dogs on this side as well. So puppies are always, in high demand, so this is where they live on this side until they find their forever families. We just wanted to introduce you to a couple of our adults as well. This is Genevieve. She's one of my favorites. She actually was with us as a puppy and has recently returned. Her family fell on some hard times. We always take our pets back no matter what. So Genevieve's back here with us. She's so well behaved. She knows how to ride in the car, so lovely. She's definitely a staff and volunteer favorite as well. So she gets out tons. You can see how calm she is. She's only a few years old, but we just want to introduce you. And adult dogs are as wonderful as our puppies, so we definitely love all of them as well and want you to get to meet Genevieve. Right, girlfriend? These are where our adult and larger dogs are kenneled. We have 10 large kennels, always at capacity, but we have a great mix of breeds and ages, and we definitely are big fans of adult dogs. They usually blend seamlessly into people's homes, know all their basic manners, and are often trained as well. So I want you to see our larger side of the kennel as well. One thing to mention is we started in one retail space and have slowly expanded into 6, so you'll see how we have evolved down the line. This is in addition to our kennel. This is where we have our alarm system, which is definitely important to protect our most valuable assets, our animals, but everything else that we've invested as we've gone along. Another special area here is our kitten and cat bonding area. So obviously cats can get a little startled, so this is a quiet area where people that are interested in adopting a cat or kitten can sit here in a quiet room and get to know and bond with their new feline friends. So this is a great area for them to sit. And in typical form, we're always cleaning, mopping, and sterilizing. So as you'll see as we pass through, there's always cleaning materials around because we sterilize in between each visit with our animals. This is probably the most active area of the shelter. The washing machines and dryers, and you'll probably see a glimpse of our sterilizing bowls and dishes as well. We have laundry running at all times. I can't imagine how many loads we go through, but you can imagine with animals and making sure they have clean bedding at all times. This area is non-stop. We're so thankful to have help with volunteers and community service, but at all times we have laundry and dryer going. You can see we have nice bedding for all of our pets. We try to keep them as comfortable as possible during their stay here, and you saw all the different blankets, so we try to keep things sterilized and clean. We even wash in between days. We don't mix the days wash to make sure it's sterilized for each animal and day. To add on to laundry, all our bowls and materials are sterilized in between meals, in between days, every day. Again, we're very lucky to have a volunteer. But cats and dog bowls sterilized, washed in between feedings. So we're very important to keep disease and infection control managed. Now we're onto our cat isolation area. This is where we house both kittens and adults that are either too young for spay and neuter and need to gain a little weight, or are having a little illness, whether it's upper respiratory or anything else that needs a little extra time and medication. So we house them individually to, again, control disease and infection before they're put on the adoption floor. So we'll show you how we meal prep and make sure they have their meds mixed in, and we'll take you into one of our isolation rooms. This is ISO 2, and show you how the cats are housed individually. This is ISO 2. We have 3 cat isolation rooms. These cats, again, are, whether they're not old enough for spay and neuter yet or are getting over upper respiratory or any other illness. Any staff member that works in these rooms stays out of the main kennel to control illness, but they in turn socialize these animals so that they're ready once they get in the adoption floor. Most of the time they're only in here for a couple weeks to get over whatever illness they have, maybe coming out of animal control or to gain some weight, and then we move them over to the main lobby to get adopted. This is our vet tech office. We have two full-time vet techs. They are definitely mission control as well. They are who monitor our ISO rooms and our first stop for any medical concern we have with any of our animals. They handle medicating anyone that is sick or getting over an upper respiratory or anything else. You can see we can run anything through skin checks, blood work, fecal tests, etc. in here. We usually always have multiple animals. This is Gizmo and Marty McFly. They're best friends and living in here, as well as 3 cats. Everyone is pretty best friends. And as well as we house all our meds and vaccines. So any intake, when we bring in a new animal, they automatically go through a heartworm test, all intake vaccines, and get defleed and de-ticked in this office before they're put into either isolation or onto the adoption floor. Right now I'm standing in our dog exercise area. This is where we match up some dogs from our adoption room to have play groups when we have some downtime and see who gets along with who and let them wrestle and get some energy out. We also use this as a meet and greet area when adopters are interested and have a dog of their own. We let them introduce each other and see how their dog gets along with their potential new dog, which is a great opportunity, again, to see which kind of energy goes along with their current dog. So this is a really important space for us. We're lucky to have it, and it was one of the additional spaces we added on when we expanded into additional retail space. And then further back here, we actually have 2 dog ISO rooms, and that's where puppies automatically go no matter what, wherever they come from, whether it's from animal control or from owner surrenders. We have 2 dog ISO rooms. You can see in the far back we also have laundry facilities, which all ISO laundry is separated from our normal laundry, again to control disease and infection. And dogs and puppies stay in ISO for 2 weeks to avoid if anything is potentially burrowing or going to break. Obviously with puppies there's always a risk of parvo, so that is the main concern. And they're quarantined for 2 weeks before they are added to our adoption floor. This is our Sadie's Boutique, which was the baby of our former director, Jay Lombardas. It is a thrift store where folks, volunteers and supporters donate their stuff, and we also sometimes search out garage sales and stuff and then merchandise it and clean it up so we can sell it. It's a great revenue driver for our own revenue. We actually don't even pay rent on this space, but we have all these treasures, so often our own staff and volunteers are searching for their own gifts and treasures here in Sadie's. So as you can see, we have beautiful home decor, jewelry, etc. And this is a great way for us to raise money. We often have a sidewalk sale or just using this space to raise money for our animals. Now we're in the Bark Shop, which used to be a bike shop. That's how it got its name originally. And this is an extremely valuable space. Number one, it hosts our vaccination clinics that we host for the public twice a month. We have over 150 pets that we service twice a month, where we offer rabies and all other vaccines for both dogs and cats. We also offer low-cost flea, tick, and heartworm preventatives. But we have lines out the door for the public to come get their vet needs here. Like I said, twice a month. It's extremely valuable to keep the public pets healthy, to in turn hopefully have less turned into us. So we use the space for that. We also host various seminars, training seminars. We had a first aid event here. We'd also do volunteer orientations here because our community outreach director sits back here. This is all administrative as well, operations. My own office is back here. And then storage for our crates for spay and neuter and saving animals from animal control. All our food storage is back here, our grooming supplies, and as well as our staff and community service break room is back here as well. Now you're in my office / the vet office during our vaccination clinic. So this is where we can take people a little away from the busyness of check-in and give them a little privacy while we do their vaccinations. In here we have 2 vets and multiple vet techs that help do the vaccinations on vaccine clinic weekends. We also store all of our food back here, both cat and dog, and we collect food for the public. So in case someone is having trouble feeding or paying for things for their pet, we can offer free food for them as well. Now we're in our grooming area. A lot of pets come to us very matted or dirty from whether being out on the streets or in animal control. So this is where we can bathe them. We have a smaller area and then a big shower / tub area, so we can clean them up and shave them down so they can be as comfortable as possible while they wait for their forever homes. So this is where we get them cleaned up. This is also another area where we use for our vet and vaccination clinic. So again, so the customer and the pet can have a little bit of privacy from the public area when we have our vaccination clinics twice a month. You can see some storage that we add additionally. There's some peanut butter over there that we stuff Kongs to keep the pets' minds stimulated and busy while they're waiting for their forever homes. As you can see, we have a massive amount of crates, and if you can imagine, we use them all. These are primarily for spay and neuter days when we load up sometimes 30+ animals to head over to spay and neuter. We also use them to transport animals from animal control. And luckily we have a great foster network, so when we do send animals, especially puppies that are too young to be fixed to spay or to foster homes, we loan out crates so they can contain them in their homes as well. So you can see we have lots of crates, and storage is small here, so we pile them back here as well in the bark shop that we're lucky to have. As we've taken you around, you probably noticed we have animals everywhere. So we have 3 office kitties back here in the administrative office. This is Grandpa. His real name is Hershey, but he came in, him and another cat, and they're 11 years old, so we call them Grandma and Grandpa, and they live back here with us in the administrative / bark shop / storage. So he's hanging out with me as we finish up. We're going to take you outside because we're lucky enough to be positioned right across from a beautiful park. So our volunteers and staff take our pets across the street and get to run, I mean, literally miles with our dogs almost every day. So we just want you to see how lush and greenery that we have across the street that gets our dogs plenty of exercise while they await their forever homes. Hopefully you can see we have this beautiful park across the street. There are trails all over it, goes for a couple miles, and hopefully you can see behind me we have 2 of our dogs that are going to head that way, Friend and Genevieve, who we met earlier. But we're lucky that both our staff and volunteers get to take the dogs across the street and get a little more exercise than they would just walking around our facility. It's a really wonderful location for our dogs to get exercise while they're waiting for their forever homes. Well, we hope you've enjoyed the tour around the Georgia SPCA. We're proud of the 10,000 lives we've saved and placed into forever homes, and are also really grateful for your support. So again, thank you again, and please come visit us.